All right, so what do you call a detective that is also a real estate agent? Sherlock Holmes. Got to start with something funny, right? Life's too short. Real estate is actually really interesting right now. We're seeing single family is going well. If you locked in a couple years ago a lower rate, but there are some challenges. There's challenges to buy right now. It's hard to buy single family, hard to buy multifamily. Some multifamily is hard to operate. There are just some various things happening right now in the market, right? So I want to share my couple favorite real estate investments now, because we're not looking at all real estate right now. We're looking at a couple specific things that we find really interesting, and I think you're really going to like it. So let's jump in. I've got a great quote for you to share at the end. Let's go. All right, my name is Bronson Hill. I'm the CEO of Bronson Equity. We've got over 200 million in multifamily assets. We've also got things like ATMs, car washes, oil and gas, and some other alternatives like what I'm going to share in a little bit here too. So quick disclaimer, I'm not your investment advisor. These are just my opinions. Get your own advice. First thing is real estate has changed, right? So we've seen it, right? We've seen things change. The prices are flat or down actually from November 2023 to a year before. Prices are actually up 3.5%, which is still pretty flat. It's actually kind of leveled out even a little bit more. It's very difficult now to actually buy a house because of interest rates, right? We actually see it in multifamily where the same submarket that we're in, if you had a property that was a large multifamily 24 months ago to now, the price of that exact same property in the same condition has decreased by 42%. Think about that, 42%. If you put 30% or 20% down, you're negative equity, right? That's really, really rough. So there's some rough stuff out there. So multifamily's kind of gone from being the prized possession to kind of being the redheaded stepchild. No offense to any redheaded or any stepchildren out there, but it's become very, very challenging. So these are two trends that I like a lot, and I'm just going to share them with you. It's really the medical or senior housing development deals. Now, I like development now for a couple of reasons. One is because if there's a shortage on these, and when you're ever in the side of something that is a trend, if you can get in kind of on the front end and you can really make it work, there's ways you can make development projects work, particularly in areas like this where there is an incredible demand. So the trend is your friend. If you look at health, and these are both kind of in the health space, right? So the national health expenditures, 5.4% growth each year over the next 10 years. So it outpaces almost all other industries. And you can see this silver tsunami. Now, when I get older, I probably will not have gray hair, maybe a little more of a gray beard, or actually I don't have a beard, but gray nose hairs or something. But I'll hopefully look the same when I'm 85 years old as I do now. But there's this silver tsunami. So this idea of silver hair, and it's coming and it's gonna crash into us, and we're just not quite ready for it, right? So there needs to be way more healthcare, way more housing, way more all these things dedicated to seniors because people are getting older. A lot of the boomers are aging, and we're seeing it. So we also have found in this a couple interesting ideas. We've got a fund that we're opening up. It's a medical office building development fund where we go after large tenants, mid-sized tenants that are saying, hey, we want to expand, we're looking for something different. And we say, okay, what do you want? And we go basically find what they want and build it for them, right? So it's kind of a great way to be able to build great returns in that kind of space because you're building for these niche type of tenants. The second thing really is senior assisted living. Now, if you don't know this about my background, I was in medical sales for years. I spent probably 3 or 4 years just going into nursing homes, and this is not what I'm talking about with this type of investment, but assisted living kind of things. And some of these were not as nice. Some of them had kind of that cafeteria and then a mix of smells between like baby powder and poop smell. And so, difficult. These are ones maybe you don't want to get into, but if you go to the higher end ones, they don't smell like poop. So that's much better. But the trend is there's going to be incredible demand for things like senior housing, for assisted living or independent living for seniors. And a lot of these markets, there's just no opportunity to do it. There's not a lot there. So we love opportunities like these in the medical space that are either direct medical buildings or they're things in the senior housing space because there's going to be incredible demand for it. So I hope this helped you. The rules, just a little quick summary here, the rules of the game are changing. Pay attention, look at trends, particularly seniors, aging population. I think it's a great place to be. We know the cost for all this stuff is going to continue to go up. And if you can get in on the front end, you're going to really benefit. And it's expected to only grow. I think over the next 10 to 20 years, we're going to see an increase in numbers of need for these type of facilities or these type of things. So those are things that I love in real estate right now. This quote says, every industry is going to be affected by the aging population. This creates tremendous opportunities and tremendous challenges. That's Pat Conroy, the late author and novelist. Now, it reminds me of the Chinese character for crisis, which has opportunity. There's I actually can't remember the character. There's a character there that basically has both crisis and opportunity is kind of what leads to growth. So I probably totally butchered that, but find a place where you can be in front of a trend. You will do very, very well over time. I want to share this video with you. It's why we're in the 1970s when it comes to inflation, when it comes to other things. You're going to enjoy that video there. And then if you haven't joined our investment club, you're not hearing about deals like these that I mentioned. We're also doing multifamily, oil and gas, ATMs, car wash deals, and other deals. So check that out, the link below, bronsonequity.com. Thanks for taking the time to educate yourself. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.